All right. Hello, everybody. Great evening. Tonight is a very exciting night for me. We are going to be talking about connecting your Alexa to Salesforce on system.debug. All right. So, before we start tonight, we're going to go over and talk about our upcoming events as usual. Once again, upcoming events next month, getting ever so closer. Southeast Dreamin, March 30th through 31st in Atlanta, Georgia. They've announced for the call speakers. You can still register online at southeastdreamin.com for $100, I believe, is the current rate. So it's going to go up as it gets closer to the event, obviously, but the sooner you register, the sooner you're going to get a less expensive deal, and there's going to be hotels available for you to book. So make sure to get out there and do that. That's going to be the same for any of the events that we announce tonight and in the future. It's always going to end up being cheaper a lot of times to just purchase in advance. So if you know you're going, make sure to get out there and do that. Coming up after that, we've got Trailhead X. Very excited about that. That's June 28th, 29th. That's in the San Francisco area. So a lot of fun for that. Some of the other events coming up, we've got the Midwest Dreamin' event. And here to tell us about Midwest Dreamin' is none other than Eric Dreschfield.
I did not know Eric was going to be on. You guys surprised me. Hello, Eric.
Surprise. I had nothing to do with the surprise.
Eric, can you hear us?
I'm hoping you can hear us. We're working on the hearing part.
Working on the hearing. Eric's going to tell us all about Southeast or Midwest Dreamin' when we can get him talking. Eric, can you hear us?
No, Eric cannot hear us. That's the thing with live. We never know. And because I imagine you wanted to keep it a surprise, we didn't get a chance to sound test that first.
I'll admit, I really wanted it to be a surprise.
BJ's fault. Everything's BJ's fault.
It's the thought that counts.
If you can hear us, Eric, can you wave? Can you wave, Eric, if you hear us?
I don't hear us at all.
We've broken that feature too.
We've broken
the wave feature.
Alexa, tell Eric to hear us. Yeah. There it is. Well, he's clicking through something there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So while we gear up, while we wait to get Eric online, just let us know as soon as you can patch into us there, Eric. We do have Peter Coffey is going to be coming and talking Midwest Dreamin'. That should be really excited. Once again, witness success right after Midwest Dreamin'. So make sure to stick around and watch that. Are we still waiting?
Somebody send him a message on the other end here.
Yeah, somebody message him.
Yeah. We're in communications with him. We've got our tech guy.
Gotcha. All right.
Ryan Hubbard, the AWS wizard and all-around wizard, actually.
We'll move on through the agenda, and then
absolutely
as soon as we speak, he'll say something, and then we'll be good. So
we'll come back to it.
Yeah, we just see him there. I can wave.
For those of you who watch us regularly, our next episode is going to air March 13th at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. So typical time, 2 weeks from today. And we are going to be talking about the spring release. For those of you in the community and who are doing a lot with the community.
He's thumping on the table again. We're yelling at him. Don't thump on the table. We have these really sophisticated microphones. They are picking up like
all of it
vibration.
So we're going to be talking about the spring release. A lot of you probably are going to be attending release viewing parties. Those will be happening on March 7th, 7 p.m. here on the East Coast and 4 p.m. out there on the West Coast. So if you've been invited to one of those, if your user groups in the area, find out, make sure that you're attending. If you're in the Atlanta area, we are definitely doing one. You can find us on meetups.com. Look for the Atlanta Salesforce Developer User Group, and we will have all the information already there, where to go, what time it is. And we really, really look forward to seeing you. If you show up, make sure to come and say hi to me and RJ.
Will there be pizza?
I don't know about pizza, but there'll be swag.
There will be swag.
And speaking of swag and Alexa, if you're attending Southeast Dreamin', there's going to be a hackathon. So,
oh yeah,
that's right. They're going to be. Yes. I have it on good faith that they are going to be giving away some Alexa style gifts.
Alexa themed gifts, possibly, or gift.
Depending.
know, yeah.
That's right.
Depending on if people listen to us or not. Christy.
Christy.
Somewhere.
Christy, if you listen to us.
Did Eric join us again? It looks
Did
like
we get Eric?
Hey, I can hear you guys this time.
we got Eric. Yay!
Yay.
They kept this a surprise for me, Eric. Oh,
I didn't tell RJ either.
No, he didn't tell me. I had absolutely nothing to do with any of this.
I told Brian Hubbard that was about it.
Nice.
So Eric, what can you
Some
tell us?
secrets, right?
That's right.
What can I tell you? What about what?
Midwest Dreamin', Eric. What else?
Midwest Dreamin'. Oh yes, the topic of the decade or something.
Always one of my
August
favorite events.
10th. Yeah, August 10th and 11th. Going to the Palmer House Hotel in Chicago this year. No longer at Navy Pier. Had a few things going on at Navy Pier that prevented us from going back there this year. So we're changing venues. It ought to be a good location. Flopping things around a little bit. Besides just a new location, we're changing the structure of the event. So the first day is going to be a full day and networking and stuff, and then the second day is just going to be a half a day instead of starting off with the half day like we did the past couple of years.
And where can people go to register for this event?
MidwestDreamin.com, of all places. Imagine that.
Surprise.
And we are currently, we're currently running a deal where the first 75 registrations pay only $75. I think there's about 20 of those left at the moment. They're going pretty quickly.
Get on it.
Yeah, just like you were saying.
If you miss out on that, it's going to go up to $99. So it's still not
Still affordable.
unreasonably priced. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there a set
On
of
hotel rooms.
There are associated hotel
Yep.
rooms.
Yeah, on the website, on the FAQ page, actually, I think on the accommodations page, there's a link to the hotel. And the room started at just $189 per night.
And keynote speaker.
As of now, we have Peter Coffee lined up. That'll be a four-peat for Peter.
That'll be exciting still.
We are talking to a couple others. Yeah, it will be, definitely. We're talking to a few others still, so I can't really clue you in on who might be speaking. We haven't finalized the other ones yet.
Outstanding.
Who's Peter Coffee? I don't know who Peter
He is
Coffee
the voice of Salesforce. Can we bring up a picture of Peter Coffee?
He's got a great name.
Yeah.
Is he a developer? That's a good name for a developer.
Everyone needs coffee.
Especially someone that develops with Java, right?
Absolutely.
I believe like our first.
Oh, that was bad, Eric. Eric, that was bad.
Yeah, that was my poor attempt at humor.
You can't, BJ, you have no room to talk. That was bad. That was not even close to a typical BJ dad joke.
All right, so it looks like we got lots of Peter Coffee. So this is Peter Coffee.
There he is.
He's got a lot of hair, man. I like that.
I'm jealous of it. I'm
Let me
jealous.
tell you, man. Dude is
Wow, you
tough.
can't even think of another word besides jealous, envious, you know?
Envious. So
Jeez.
envious. Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh,
And
yeah,
letting us know.
my pleasure.
That was fantastic.
Sure.
That was outstanding.
One day you're not going to
Anytime.
say that word anymore.
All right. Well, Eric, once again, thank you so much, and we will get back to you soon.
Good one.
Thank you, Eric.
Bye, guys.
So MidwestDreamin.com, everybody. Make sure to go there. 20 seats at the $75 price left. So make Eric smile, make me smile, get out there and outstanding.
We need to turn that into a drinking game. I have the whiskey right
It
here.
does. Every single time BJ says outstanding, somebody needs to take a shot.
All right. So
BJ,
also,
what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm going to this thing, blah, blah, blah. How are you feeling about it? Outstanding. And everyone's just just putting them back.
So
Get everyone drunk.
I do want to take a couple of personal seconds here before we move on. I was over the last week, and I missed the award ceremony when they handed this out. Did I do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, so I missed the award ceremony when this handed out, but my company awarded me the Brand Evangelist Award at Map Anything, and I just wanted to put it out there for any of the Map Anything crew and team that are listening. I really, really appreciate it, and I really want to say thank you for acknowledging me because I wasn't there to accept it the first time. So thanks to everybody that actually played a part in me getting this. It was really, really cool.
Did they accidentally announce the wrong person first and then have to announce you? You know, that seems to be going around with Miss America and now the Oscars last night. I was just curious if it was like Raymond Hill, and then Raymond gets up there and goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Is Brian James?
No, well, they didn't. They had them all downstairs at a table. It was up on like a second level, and they were just kind of yelling off the second level to people, and then they just kind of like walk up, grab the thing, and like walk back to where they were standing. There's no acceptance speeches, BJ.
That's okay. I just still want to let people know.
There are no acceptance speeches.
I have the format to give my own acceptance
You
speech.
do. You definitely do.
It's my platform.
So anyway, yeah. So
All right.
Very good. Congratulations on that, sir. Congratulations. That's
All right.
cool.
yes, congratulations for being a brand evangelist.
So
Gotta
tonight,
keep evangelizing.
let's talk about the Amazon Echo. Let's talk about Alexa, and let's talk about Salesforce.
Oh
So
my God, I'm
just
gonna chop your hand off.
what?
You keep
Hitting the
I
table.
can't help it. It's
Thud.
there.
Just
Thud.
So we have
We're gonna sit a
put
table
the
there
pillow
for
in
or a
front of
pillow
you,
for
man.
him.
Something.
a Amazon Echo right here. Not very big. It's an Echo Dot actually. Okay, so the only big difference here between the Echo Dot and the Echo,
Hold it still for a
you can
second.
hold it still. So
There you go.
the Echo
Echo
has a 360-degree speaker on it, as opposed to the Echo Dot, which has got a much smaller speaker, and it's not going to give you the big booming bass. However, you're talking a
this
price
little guy.
difference of $179 for the Echo versus $49.99 on the Echo Dot. And if you can't find them on Amazon because they are sold out, which was the case, you can get them at Best Buy, believe it or not. Old school, like our own
Like
Ryan
I
Hedlund said.
suggested.
Yeah, he said go to Best Buy. So I
Not very
did.
large,
I did, and I got one.
a little bigger than a hockey puck,
That's right.
as you
So it's going to come with your
Northerners know.
it's going to come with your Echo Dot, and there's a couple of buttons on it. You've got your volume up button, your volume down button. This mutes it, and this is your action button. So once you've got your
Put it on the table.
Echo Dot,
Also comes with a handy dandy USB cable and a handy dandy USB to wall outlet.
in case you don't have any.
I think I have like 50 of those laying around the house, but it's always good to have another one.
So
We've all
out
got
of
a
the
large
box,
number of 'em.
Alexa and the Echo Dot have a couple of apps pre-installed. You can check the weather. You can ask for the current time. There's a couple of other little things. If you are a member to Amazon Prime, it'll play music. So you can say simple things like Alexa, play some dinner music, or any type of music that you're looking for, playlist style. Typically, the Echo Dot will
She's booting up.
go ahead and create and shuffle a playlist for you based on that. Now, one of the very first things I wanted to do was create an app. So, of course, or an Alexa skill, as it were. The very first Alexa skill I
You
created.
should stop saying her name for a couple seconds.
Oh, he's right.
'Cause she's booting. So
If
you're
you
good.
have one, you might want to mute it
Yes.
because we're going to say that
Everyone
a
who
whole
has
bunch.
one in
Hello.
speaking distance, please press the mute button and make it go red.
Yeah, otherwise she's gonna talk to you all night, unless of course you have headphones on. But
Yeah, exactly.
So the very first skill I wrote was Alexa, scold my kids.
If I had boots, I would put one in your butt.
Very first skill I wrote for Alexa.
no, I have to ask a general question in that. And
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your skill right now.
is your Alexa scold my kids skill available for other people to use?
I don't know how that works.
You have to publish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd have to publish it, but it was the very first thing that popped into my mind. And when my mom heard it, she said, "You are so lazy. Scold your own kids."
we can put something together so we can publish
Absolutely.
it.
Very,
we'll get it published.
very simple app skill. It actually took me only about 15 minutes to set it up. No idea what I was doing. And I was very, very excited about this because, immediately it's got returning rewards, which was super cool. And I felt like,
rewards.
well, because
It's
now I
got
get to scold my
returning
kids.
rewards.
That's the returning rewards. I don't have to scold my kids anymore. I don't have to think of it. I just say it.
Your words
Says
are
Alexa
great,
do
dude.
it for him.
That's
All
right.
right, you ready? You're gonna do show the other one.
Oh, okay. So the other app I created,
Oh yeah.
I
got you.
and RJ's going to bring up the screen here.
Yup.
This one is actually taking into account the Salesforce streaming API, along with the REST API from Salesforce, and then the AWS server to actually launch and run the communications for Node. And
I'm not quite sure. Here we go. I got it.
what is it?
Now we have what?
Yeah.
Somebody
That's right. It's not the service, it's the Lambda.
All right. So can you guys?
All right, so everyone can see my screen here?
Just
I can see it now. Yes.
Nonsense.
No, because he's right. If I need to be corrected. All right. So right here I have
we're showing like a report for all those who are listening in their cars. We're showing a report, right?
That's right. It's just a pie chart.
Salesforce pie chart.
But we've actually got it set up so now I can actually say something like, Alexa, ask Salesforce to update my report page.
Okay. Would you like to create a bar chart or a pie chart?
Pie.
Got it. You would like to display a pie chart. Which pick list field would you like to use?
Type.
Got it. Displaying a pie chart based on the type pick list field.
Oh, see, I already had it set its type, so it didn't update. That's the streaming API, so I'll do it again real quick. Alexa, ask Salesforce to update my report page.
Okay. Would you like to create a bar chart or a pie chart?
Pie.
Got it. You would like to display a pie chart. Which pick list field would you like to use?
Type.
You already did type.
Got it. Displaying a pie chart based on the type pick list field.
Oh, come on. Why isn't it updating? Now I'm getting mad.
Because you already did type, didn't you?
Yeah, but the thing was, I already had type in the background there. And so it was not reading the update on the record.
You broke it, man.
So if I go to my Alexa reports, this is my actual record here. This is what I'm working on. All I'm doing is updating. See, so it didn't actually register the update because of the fact that I had it already as type. So we'll just change this
Why
manually.
didn't you just do it to rating?
Because it defaulted to rating on the page because I wanted to display a chart when I landed. I just did this yesterday. So you're going to have to give me some excuses as to why.
I give you all the slack you need, man. That's great. I'm just the fact that you're saying Alexa and then Salesforce and it's talking is making me happy. So
Alexa, ask Salesforce to update my report page. We're going to get it this time.
Okay. Would you like to create a bar chart or a pie chart?
Any guesses? Pie.
What can I help you with?
Update my report page.
Okay. Would you like to create a bar chart or a pie chart?
Pie.
Got it. You would like to display a pie chart. Which pick list field would you like to use?
Type.
Got it. Displaying a pie chart
There we go.
based on the type
Yay.
pick list field.
it
The
updated.
magic works. The magic
All
totally
right.
works.
So, I did sit down for about 12 hours yesterday and build that out. So it took some time. I had never actually messed with the streaming API too much, and the REST API doesn't come too much into my job. So I had to do a little bit of my outside my comfort zone. I couldn't just sit down and hack it out like Jeff Douglas, who, by the way, we do have a link, and I really did put it there this time, a link in our description below to Jeff Douglas's blog on connecting your Salesforce instance to your Alexa. And it's a fantastic read. He even demos it. There's a video link as well to his demo video. And he's basically just creating a lead using the full name or first last name and a company. And he's also able to check your calendar events and opportunities and how many new leads you have coming in. Fantastic example on how to use the Alexa to connect to Salesforce. And then I have also put, on our website,
the link to the zip.
right, on our website at least, we are going to be putting a link to the code I used to create this.
We'll put it in the description as well if it's not already there.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it is in the description right now. All right, cool. So that's already there too. The code for this is already there as well.
Brian's in the background shaking his head.
So what does it take in order to set something like this up?
Not really a lot. Basically, you have to start off by getting an Amazon developer account. So that's probably the longest part, is getting the developer account. Once you have the developer account and that it is where they do like certified, authorized, whatever.
Right.
Once you authorize your developer account,
And they're a
you're
free
pretty much good
developer
to go.
account. It's a free developer account. You
Yes.
just don't get any tech support.
You get 0 tech support, but there are also, you have to be careful when you're looking at stuff because you got to make sure that you're doing free tier, number one. And number two, for those of you who are going to be putting this on Git, please, 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 please remove your secret key and your access tokens and all that stuff. Remove all of the stuff that pertains to your specific account, please. We've had issues with this in the past where people have, for whatever reason, put their access tokens in their code and posted it on Git. And there are people all over the world who are scraping Git for Amazon keys so that they can go in and build the big like G EC2s and run Bitcoin mining on there and rack up your bill to thousands of dollars. Anyway, after you get the developer account,
Word for the wise.
yeah, word to the wise, don't put your access tokens in things that you're going to put out there publicly. Anyway, once you get your developer account, you really don't have to do much other than grab the initial Alexa starter kit and just go to town. You can push that right away. So really, there's two things you have to do, right?
Yep.
So what was the first step that you had to do?
All right. So once again, you sign up for the developer account, and then you also sign up for the Alexa service or Alexa skills.
Oh yes, you have to.
Right.
sign up
And
for
once
Alexa
again,
skills
there are
developer.
links below to both of those things to get you started on that. Once that's happened, you're going to create your Lambda function.
Yep.
And all the Lambda function is basically doing is housing the actual app.
So
still.
the way I understand it is that Alexa does not have anything on her specifically. It's all out there and it's all Lambda functions. So she has to make the call out to a Lambda function.
Okay.
So she calls out to that Lambda function, does some magic, like you saw. Like when you were talking to her, she was
Right.
she was the physical representation of that Lambda function in that moment,
Gotcha.
in that call. So she is a Lambda function running elsewhere,
Okay.
high in the clouds. Serverless is a good and bad word at the same time.
So what you're going to do is you're going to create this Lambda function. And then the other side of it is you are going to pretty much any text editor. I was actually using Notepad++, which I almost never use, but I was using it for this. And you're going to basically create an index.js file, which is going to hold all your node code, which is what she's actually utilizing between her intents. And I'll talk about intents in a second here because it's intense. But no, I just couldn't stop myself.
Wow.
He can't stop himself from the puns.
He
So-
can't.
So,
The dad jokes.
so you're going to create your code in Node.
Holy cow.
And what you're going to end up doing is you can package it up into a zip file with any of your other external libraries. So if you need anything that's going to, such as the force.com library for Node or nforce, and you're going to need that included with the JavaScript package to put into your Lambda function, right?
Yeah.
That's just
This is really a lot to try to describe with words. Your best bet is to either go to A Cloud Guru and check out their, and we'll put a link to that later on the video, but check them out. They have a free Alexa skills tutorial, essentially. It's actually a couple hours worth of tutorial material there, videos, text documents, zips. Go there, check that out. Also, go to Amazon and just check out all the stuff. They have a ridiculous amount of information on Alexa that'll help get you started very quickly. Like, how long did it take you from like scratch, from like step one all the way through? Like, I guess step one isn't a good thing.
for that very
After you
first
finish your
app.
developer account, how fast did you
For that
have the
very first app,
run?
for the Scold My Kids app or skill, it took me 15 minutes. My wife took my daughter to the bus stop, came home, and I said, "Hey, honey,
Check
look what,
this out.
look what I
And
made."
then he showed her.
You know,
And she was
So,
proud.
okay. So another question. How much have you messed around with Lambda before that? How much
Never.
had you?
I didn't even know. Like up until that point, I thought Lambda was a symbol in Java. Like from Java 8, when Lambda expressions finally became a thing. Up to this point, that's what I thought Lambda was. I hadn't actually known anything
I'm
about
gonna
the
slap your hands right off-
Amazon.
right off your body.
I
Well,
hadn't known anything about Amazon.
That begs the
Lambda.
question, because I know Lambda from Python and Lambda functions, and is that basically what you're talking about? Like,
Nope.
or is so Amazon is is its Lambda its own thing? Is
It's
this
its own
something
thing.
Lambda
Okay,
is just
so-
it's just a name of their service. So it's a service that is essentially like Brian would say serverless, but it still creates there's a server that it's running on. It's just not continuously running. It's only run when it's called upon.
right?
So like where you would have a web page, that thing is just sitting on a server and the server is on and it's just sitting there waiting for somebody to talk to it. But it's still a static web page that's just kind of there. Lambda functions are kind of ethereal, sort of. I don't know. I don't want to get too.
But the
too
point
wordy,
is
but yeah.
that that's an Amazon coined term. It's not a Lambda
Yes.
function as other developers and from other language are familiar with.
That's right. And we actually have an example of kind of what the Lambda dashboard looks like up here. So these are some of the Lambda functions that our producer has created in his own instance here on Amazon. The first one there is a test Salesforce insert. That was one of the really, really cool things that first even made me think, oh, we can do this. We can connect this to Salesforce, which immediately meant no holds bar. I was going out on this totally. I was definitely going to go get an Echo Dot, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
Spent 12 hours to create my second app, which once again, I know almost nothing about Amazon services, serverless things, but it was very, very easy for somebody like me who is new to it to just pick it up and run with it.
So if I'm going to develop on this, do I need a copy of Node.js and everything running locally
Nope.
to
Nope.
mess around with, or
You
just
could
need to
if you
know?
wanted to,
Mhm.
but you do not need it locally.
Right.
No.
The only reason I would suggest having your own local host running is if you were testing the actual REST endpoint calls, because
Mhm.
you didn't want to have to keep packaging, sending, and then using your Echo to test
to
it.
test to find out if it's going to fail or whatever.
Because that's what I was doing. And I know by the end of the day, my wife was so sick of hearing Alexa ask Salesforce to update my report page. She was done. She's, she probably went to sleep hearing it. middle of the night,
I wouldn't doubt it.
And then, so I assume that Node is really the only thing you can use to talk to Alexa with.
No,
Then,
there's
right?
a lot of stuff, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't know the entire list. But I know for a fact there's a good number of things that you can use. I know Python and Node are two of them. Do you know the rest of them? Python, Node, C#, Java 8. You said?
Yeah, there's Edge Node, Node 4.3.
Okay.
That's okay. You had me at Python, dude.
Yeah. yes. You can. Yeah. I should have said that right away. Yes,
Cool.
you can use.
That's just for Alexa.
Yeah, that's just for Alexa.
Yeah, Lambda has. You can use
Yeah.
right. I think I even saw Java and Ruby in the Lambda list, but
Yeah.
for Alexa, it's limited to a smaller subset of those.
If you could take any of your AWS certs, you'll be tested on those languages.
That's
Very
cool.
good.
On
That's
which
really
ones
cool.
that you're not allowed to use for the most part. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of the wrap up for
Lambda.
the technologies. Yeah, the Lambda. The other side of it is that you now have some other code, which is Node, like we were just talking about, that handles all your intents essentially.
Right. And so the intents are basically what you are saying, your key phrases that alert Alexa to what the next step is to take. So you're going to have your initial intent, which is the one, in this case, it was ask Salesforce, which is basically letting it know, hey, I've got a subset of commands I want to give it, but they all pertain to this skill set, which is the ask Salesforce skill set. So once I've done that, then I can proceed to say update my report page. And then at that point, Alexa is going to know that in my node script, it needs to call a specific function based on my return vocabulary.
Yep.
And then it will then ask preceding questions in line that are once again dictated by how your code is set up so that it can continue to ask multitudes of questions to get you to the right point. From the
So
Salesforce side,
you could potentially say, ask Salesforce about my February opportunity pipeline.
right. But you'd have to write the code in the background for it to
Right.
actually parse and understand that. But yes,
Yeah.
it's very doable, very doable. However, from the Salesforce side, you are going to have to set up a REST endpoint to your Salesforce org. So in order to do that, you're going to actually need to create a connected app
Mhm.
and use the consumer key and the consumer secret inside your node in order to actually make that handshake happen for you. As well, when you're putting in your username and password, remember that you still need to use your security token. You can spend 30 minutes trying to figure out why something isn't updating before you realize, oh yeah, I needed to put that onto the end of my password. So pay attention to that. There is an actual way to build an action card out on Salesforce where you are, or not on Salesforce, but on Alexa, so that you can use your phone to log into your credentials, and then your Alexa will read off the app whenever it's connecting to Salesforce, so that you don't actually have to store those credentials inside of the software itself.
Oh, hey,
So-
nice.
Yeah, so what we're looking at here is basically the Alexa interface. This is how you're telling Alexa all the different stuff about, or I guess not telling her, but configuring Alexa essentially. So the very first thing is the skill information. This is really just some data about your skill, and then you'll have to do this when you set up Alexa as well with your new skill. So then you've got this interaction model, right? And the interaction model has the intent schema, which says, hey, all of these things are intents, and you can see right there, make new account intent.
And that's just going to be a JSON object. And basically what's happening is for each of the times that you say something, underneath it, you can see the sample utterances. And you will, if you're listening to this cast and you actually go and visit the site and set one of these up, underneath is the sample utterances. And those are things that it's actually listening to. It wants you to say those
Listening
things.
for, yeah.
Right. And then if you're looking at it, you've got an actual, what looks like a function call. And that's actually referencing something up in your intents and saying, hey, when they say this, it needs to call this function or subfunction in my JSON.
To clear up what BJ's trying to say, that is a function call right there. That actual piece that Brian has highlighted for us right there calls out to that function when you say the thing to the side of it. So make a new account calls out to the make new account intent function.
Right.
And then that runs a certain subset of things and does whatever the heck you want it to do. For the configuration now, you come in here and this is where it gets the meat of the thing.
Always remember North America East.
Yes, if you want the free stuff.
Gotcha.
So this is where it points to the AWS Lambda function, and you have to give it the actual ARN, and you can find out more information about the Amazon ARNs when you go research this. It's very simple. They're usually right at the top. So if you go select your Lambda function and you look on that page with all the configuration details, your ARN is up there somewhere. You can probably just do a Control F on the page and search for ARN and it'll pop up. Next is the testing. Pretty important stuff here because you're going to send it. You're going to actually hand it some essentially your simulated voice. You're going to hand it the text that it's going to convert your voice into, and then it's going to give you back some JSON. So, and that JSON should be, and here's Brian typing in some stuff here, and just going to say hello. You might be muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, he's muted. Never mind.
And this is actually one of those things where if you're not ready to jump in and actually purchase one of the devices, or you can't get one of the devices, or you're waiting on one of the devices and you just want to play around and see if you can write a skill for it, this is a great place to be able to go and simulate and emulate what the Alexa can do for you. So if you're just looking to goof around and stuff, get in there and play around, and you can still run it just fine. It's very viable.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff that you can do without the Echo or the Echo Dot. Side note, the difference. What is that face that you're making?
That was me hiding my yawn.
Oh, jeez, man. So anyway, note on
You
the
threw
differences.
him off, man. He's off
because he was just like he just started making this face. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I thought he was about to die or have a heart attack. I didn't know what was happening. Anyway, the only difference between the Dot and the Echo itself is that 360 surround sound speaker. Surround speed, I don't know. Anyway, 360 speaker. Again, for an extra what, $120?
Right.
You can go from this to a 360-degree speaker. That's the only difference.
And this still has a output jack on the back to hook it up to any external speaker system, as well as through Bluetooth. So,
Yeah, I've heard that.
yeah, you definitely have any of those options. So
Yes.
before we get too close to the end here, do we have any questions? No?
I don't think there's any out there yet. I haven't checked the Twitter feed, but I actually have a question though. You mentioned, okay, so what can I do while I'm waiting for my Echo Dot to show up? I mean, when you talk about an emulator, is it a situation where like you can run and write iPhone apps with an emulator and run it all in an emulator and see the output and everything? Is there something similar on the
Right.
Alexa side, right?
And that's exactly
"Oh,
what he was just showing.
Sort of, but I wouldn't call it an emulator because it actually, so when you type in that stuff there for the test, it
mhm,
actually goes and makes the function call, and it goes and calls out to the Lambda function itself.
So it really is working. It's really doing what you want it to do because it's for testing sake.
Yeah.
But
mhm,
while since in order to use it, you're going to need to log into your Amazon or your AWS account. You're going to need to log into your
Yeah.
Alexa skills. All that stuff you have to tie to the same thing that you're going to eventually tie to your Echo Dot itself.
right.
So you can pretty much just go in there, goof around. You've got this great app idea. It's going to be 2 weeks before you get your Echo Dot, but you got to get it out there and you got to see if it's working. You make it, you test it. It's exactly what you wanted. Your Echo Dot comes in the mail. You plug it in, and because it's already associated to your Amazon account, and you've associated your Echo Dot to your Amazon account, it's going to make that handshake for you. It's going to
It's gonna essentially download it for you immediately.
right.
Here's the only point at which it would break and not work on the testing versus on the Alexa or on the Dot itself is with your speech. If you have like a really hardcore accent or something like that, that would be the
Let's
only
not
point of failure.
let's not get into accents
Yeah,
again.
let's not. Yeah, we're not doing that again. But
Don't do it. Don't do it, Brian. I can
I'm
see
not.
you warming up for it. So
It's true. You can do it with an MP3 file. I forgot about that. That's a good
an
call.
so you can
Yeah.
upload an MP3.
Yeah, you can upload. I totally forgot about that, but Brian brought up a great point. You can yap into your phone if you wanted to, save it and upload the MP3 to test it. If you really,
Oh.
really, 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 really needed to test out your voice.
Right. Right.
But like I said, that's the only possible point of failure at that point is your voice, really. Everything else should be working perfectly as long as you can say it and the lexical engine can process your speech. You're fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, should
Very
be
good. So then how graceful does Alexa handle errors and such? I was
She
trying
can
to
get
play
annoying real quick.
I was gonna say I was trying to play a joke on the lady that cuts my hair because she was so happy that she got a new Alexa, and I just shouted out Alexa, and I can't remember, and I accidentally ordered like some child's toy for her or whatever, things like that, and she was able to go into her app and cancel it or whatever, right? But like in situations where I was trying to shout out different songs and stuff, she couldn't understand like how well does she recover from that? Or she just cut you off and be like, okay, go home, you're drunk.
We have a great story about that.
Yeah,
actually.
and not to scare people away from Alexa. Don't be afraid of it. But we do have a story.
So
I want to hear this. I got my whiskey. I'm
so
ready.
I have no idea what Brian Hubbard was doing in his spare time.
This is our producer.
Or what he shouts out randomly after saying Alexa. But he randomly shouted out something, and we're in the front room here at Map Anything one afternoon, one wonderful, glorious afternoon, and a window, just a window, shows up.
Like a double paned.
Yeah. Why that made any difference?
This big window.
A full-size window shows up for Brian Hubbard, and he's like, "Who the F ordered this thing?" He calls his mom. He's like, "Hey, Mom, did you order a window accidentally?" And it turns out that somehow, some way, he got Alexa to. I still want to know what the heck you got to go back through your things and look for where she ordered the window on your. It's on your phone.
So be
somewhere.
careful with it. It's all
You
fun and
did?
games until
What did you
somebody
say?
orders a window.
It didn't record what you said.
I was gonna say because I thought it kept a history of like everything that it's responded
It
to,
does.
right?
It does.
So that begs the question, and this is outside of outside of developing for Alexa or anything like that. But like, so I know that you can tell, or I'm told, you can have it enter a PIN, right? So like, if you want to order something, enter a PIN. Is that a thing that it sends to your phone that you enter that pin? Because otherwise, like you don't want your kids sitting there saying,
You're
"Order
shouting your
me
pin out
Lego
loud.
Batman," right? And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden they're spending
1, 2,
hundreds
3,
of
4,
dollars.
5.
Yeah. So that's the question is like, you don't have to
Is that your
tell her
pin?
that pin. That pin comes to your phone. Is that how that works? Does anybody know? Because that's my biggest question. That's the whole reason I don't
haven't
have one right
ordered-
now.
You know what? Tonight I'll order something and I'll let you know. But I don't. Oh man, that's a great question.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I don't have one right now is because once my kids learn that pin, it would be a Lego field day. It
Yeah.
absolutely would. My daughter would be like, "Order me the Tower Bridge.
on the
Order
app.
me."
But do you have to enter the pin on the app?
Oh, okay.
Brian Hubbard again with the
Saving
great
the day.
information, saving the day. Yes, you have to enter the pin on your app, and yes, you can turn it on and off on a whim.
Good deal. Okay, that was my question because it's like, yeah, I know my kids would just have fun once they knew the pin. They'd be like, "Yay, it's Christmas all over again."
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you need to. So you can turn voice purchasing on in the app, and then you. Yeah. Okay.
He looks
I
like
get it.
Vanna Whitey's
Yeah. He's
with his phone in the background.
So I do. I have a ton more questions about this. Like, so obviously you're telling Alexa what to say back, and she's inserting the data in different places. So 2 questions for that. You can have her say anything back, right? I'm assuming.
To a degree, you can't actually like she'll bleep out swear words.
Well, I'm not worried about swear words so much, but
Oh,
that.
well,
And then the other question: can you have Alexa use different inflections, so to speak?
Not that I have
I heard
found.
her saying things like, "Okay, you need to choose the pie pick list," right? I mean, and it's just weird. And I was just wondering if you can actually feed like some voice to or text to voice
Maybe
engines.
with
You can
accents
feed
and stuff. I'm not really
flags.
sure. I've tried stuff where I've added ellipses in order to increase a pause. I think I've noticed some differences there.
Okay.
Same with like all caps, but even then, it doesn't seem like there really is too much of a difference.
Where I'm going with this is I totally want a sarcastic assistant in my office. So I want one to be able to be like,
That's
I
gonna
don't
be a
know,
little
just
bit
be
harder.
to be a smart ass. That's
Yeah,
basically
it's
what
gonna
I'm
be a
looking
little
at.
bit harder.
All right.
Gotcha.
I just got a 3-minute warning from the producer.
3-minute warning.
3-minute warning.
Is he a
So
hockey fan?
he is. He is.
Okay.
So I do want to take this time to kind of wrap up. I want to say thank you so much again to Eric Drushfield for popping in, saying hi, talking about
You're real close to that table.
Midwest Dreamin'. I'm really, really excited. I know Ryan's probably going to be there. It's probably one of my favorite Dreamin' events, as it was my very first Dreamin' event that I went to,
Mhm.
and it's very
Midwest
close
Dreamin'?
and it's close
Really?
to Milwaukee, which is my home. So it'll be really exciting to get back there and say hi and see the new location as well. This
Yeah.
year for Southeast Dreamin', once again, we are holding it at the JW Marriott. Also, pay attention once again to your user group feed to find out if you have a live stream happening in your area for the Spring 17 release. We are going to once again be covering the Spring 17 release from the development standpoint, Apex changes like that on our next episode. So we are looking forward to that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I don't really have much to add to that because you covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. And I would say we have 2 minutes, the last call for questions. And if you or anybody you know are hiring, are we still doing that whole thing? Because
Yes,
I think we
absolutely.
skipped that. So
yes, I can't believe that actually slipped my mind. But yes, if you are hiring or you are looking for a job, system.debug@gmail.com. We will have our email down in the link. Please let us know so that we can keep you guys into contact. We've had some other companies reach out to us that are looking, and we would love to get you in touch with them. So please let us know
we
so
also
that we
have
can.
some good contacts at recruiters too. If
Yes.
you need some help, if you need some coaching, if you need some recruitment stuff that they do,
Yes.
which is all the above mentioned things.
Right. And you don't have to
Um,
be a Salesforce developer. There's plenty of
No.
companies that are staffing agencies.
IT, whatever.
Right. And I know that companies like a lot of these big companies use them, and they're looking for multiple developers. We even here at Map Anything, we don't just have Salesforce developers. We've got Node developers and Android and that A1 Apple, the Macintosh. We have
What?
developers for those.
We have mobile developers.
That's the ones.
all
So,
right.
basically, any software company is going to be looking for multitudes of developers. It doesn't matter if you're just on Salesforce or not. So please get in touch with us. Let's try to help you out.
And side note to that, Node is big right now. Alexa's fun to do. Alexa with Node, put them together. You can become a Node developer. It's pretty hot right now. So if you like playing with Alexa, just get into it and get deeper and deeper and deeper. You will eventually get to a point where you're like, wow, I'm a pretty good developer on Node right now. You can get a job. Node is super hot right now.
And it's super new, and so is the Alexa. So you could be getting into a market right now that is right at the beginning. You know, it's right in its infancy. It's a great time to jump onto it.
I think that'd be something cool to be able to just walk into your boss's office, throw down an Alexa, and just have it read your next sales pipeline to him or whatever, right? I mean, imagine that. You know, the boss is like, "You mean I can just ask Alexa to blah blah blah?" And yes.
Alexa,
Alexa
what do I need
blah,
you
blah,
for?
blah.
To program Alexa.
Yeah, to program Alexa. Time out.
Program Alexa. Don't get rid of me
Carried
just
away,
yet.
boss man.
Done.
Yeah.
Done here. We don't need you.
Very good.
Well, thank you everybody who paid attention and joined us this week. Remember, catch us on system.debug.com for our website. You can also follow us on Twitter at system.debug. You can follow Ryan at Life with Ryan, RJ the infamous RJ, and myself at USBrian28. You can follow us on Facebook as well. We are releasing lots of little interviews and videos on Facebook, as well as 6-minute Salesforce videos on YouTube. So please pay attention, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Side note, those little 6-minute ones get way deeper than we do on here.
This
is the 1,000-foot overview. Those go way, way, way deeper.
Yep. And we do have the code once again for the Alexa stuff today, as well as the links to the blogs that we talked about. Thank you everybody for joining us. You all have a great week. We will see you in 2 weeks, March 13th.
All right. See you
You
later.
gonna play us out?
I am. Here it comes.